Hey guys, I wanted to make a video here checking out the video performance for the Nexus 7 2013 that I've got right here. A lot of people like to use this sort of tablet for watching videos and stuff like that, so let's see how it does. Now, I am using MX Player just because it's one of my favorite players. It plays more stuff than the stock player, and it gives you some other options as well. You can, of course, use other players like Dice Player, but this is just my favorite. So let's dive into this. The first thing I'm going to show you is a video I actually took with the Nexus 7 itself, and if we just dive into the properties here, you can see that it was in 1080p, 1920 by 1080. You can see that there. You can see the codec. You can see the frame rate, 30 frames per second, and the bit rate is 12 megabits per second. Now, let's go ahead and play it. And really, guys, the only reason I'm showing you this one is just because I wanted to show you the quality of this display. It really is impressive. Contrast ratio is fantastic. Colors are vibrant and just pop off the display. It really is the best screen I've seen on a 7-inch tablet to date. Maybe even any screen to date. So it's really impressive. Just everything is right. The color accuracy is there, and it's super sharp as well. So yeah, we'll just speed on here. You can see this nice purple color. It really does just pop off the screen, and this was a video taken, like I said, with the 5 megapixel camera, so it's not exactly anything special. Let's go ahead and move on to some more interesting stuff. So you can see some videos here that I've downloaded, some samples, and the first one, if we go to the properties of it, you can see what each video is about. You can see again it's full 1080p, and you can see the codec there as well, but this time it's 33.8 megabits per second, so a lot more bit rate, which just means a lot more data to handle. Let's see if it can handle it. And by the way, that bit rate is very high. This is basically a Blu-ray rip, so if it can handle this, it can pretty much handle most stuff. We'll play this now, start over, and it is a time lapse sort of thing. You can see that. So we're looking for any lags in the video now. You can see that it is hardware decoded, so we're not using software. So it should play it pretty well. So far it's looking very smooth. No frame drops as I can see. Again, just look how sharp that image is. It really is amazing. You just have to see this in real life to actually, you know, appreciate it. But again, performance is looking very good. Just kind of zoom on here. See how it handles the skipping. No frame drops. It can handle this easily, it looks like. Excellent performance here. We'll just zoom on a bit more before we move on. Okay, and let's check out another video. So this next one here, guys, I got from YouTube, and if I go to properties, you can see that it's actually the full resolution of the screen, so 1920 by 1200. You can see the frame rate 30 frames per second with a bit rate of 12.5, so not amazingly high, but it is higher resolution than the one I just tested. Let's test it out. We'll start over it. This is a crisis video, by the way. Turn this down a bit so you can hear me talk. One thing to note on this video, guys, you can see it's actually software decoded, so it didn't have the right codec to play this. You can see it's in full screen because of the resolution. And yeah, so we're actually using software decoding right here, and so far so good. It looks like it can do that. We'll actually zoom into some real videos, see if it lags anywhere. Doesn't look like any lag at all here, guys. It looks very smooth, even on software decoding. Skip to some gameplay. Here we go. So yeah, guys, this is really impressive considering it's software decoding. Usually software decoding leads to a slideshow, but this quad-core processor at 1.5 gigahertz can obviously process all this information and give us a smooth frame rate. It looks very smooth. Doesn't look like we're dropping anything here. Sound seems like it's synced properly. Skip a little bit more here. Now, because it's software decoding, this will eat your battery life a little bit more than hardware decoding, and the device does feel a little bit warmer as well near the CPU area. That's pretty obvious, again, because it's software decoding. It has to actually use the cores to decode the information rather than just pushing it over to the GPU. Nonetheless, it's playing it, and it's playing it smoothly. Very smoothly. Yeah, no frame drops there, guys. And yeah, software decoding. So, you know, that was 12.5 megabits per second in the bitrate. If you go to something like 30, that's when the software probably won't be able to handle it and it will start lagging. This next one here, let's have a look at this. Actually, don't think this one gives us any information. You can see it's just under 1080p, but we're basically going to call that 1080p right there. Doesn't have a bitrate, but I remember this one. This one is 40 megabits per second and up. So this is pretty intense. This is actually the most intense bitrate we have right here. We'll start it over. It's just this one of birds. It's one everyone uses. It is hardware decoded. And again, no lagging. If you go ahead and find this video, guys, I'll put the links to in the description where I got these videos. If you try this on your computer, it'll probably lag. That's how kind of intense this video is. The bitrate is 40 average, so at some points it's probably even peaking above that. And again, the Nexus 7 2013 is just handling it. It's just handling it easy. No frame drops, very smooth playback. Impressive stuff. Next up, we got Star Trek Into Darkness. Now, this is actually a Blu-ray rip that I did myself, and you can see if I go into the properties here. Where are we? Here we go, resolution. So it's not quite 1080p. You can see I didn't do that because I wanted to make it smaller. Even though I made it that resolution, it's still quite a bit smaller anyhow. So yeah, let's go ahead and try this. So this is actually a proper movie here, guys. You can see the aspect ratio is a little bit different. We'll zoom in, skip in. Again, hardware decoded. Turn the volume up here. It's a bit dark for you guys to see. Here we go. Again, looking very smooth. It's so it can play this easily, guys. This is an MKV as well, so you can easily play MKV files if you download them. No problems here. Of course, you could re-encode it to have different aspect ratios if you wanted it to completely fill the screen, but this is the default. Very good again, guys. Now this next one you can see here is a sample of The Hobbit, 10-bit at 48 frames per second. Now I'm not actually expecting it to play this, and the reason is nothing ever plays 10-bit stuff properly, and not to mention it's 48 frames per second as well. But let's check out the properties. 1920 by 800, 48 frames per second, pretty ridiculous. We've also got DTS audio, so that'll have to be decoded probably through software. But yeah, let's try it. Let's start over. So the audio is being decoded nicely. And there you go, you can see it is slow. It is software decoding, but the frames per second in the 10-bit is just too much for it. And you can see it is just jittering all over the place. Also having some trouble with the audio, you can hear. So this 10-bit file isn't working, so I know there's some people out there that do like to play 10-bit stuff. I'm not sure how well it's going to handle other stuff if it's not 48 frames per second like this video clip is, but not handling this one very well. But like I said, I didn't expect it to. So I'm actually pretty impressed. That's all the video clips I've got. Obviously we can check out YouTube as well. It's obviously going to play YouTube, no problem. I've been pretty impressed with it. I've chucked a lot of files on there. I downloaded a different player, but other than that, it played pretty much everything I wanted it to play straight up. So I'm pretty impressed there. Even the stuff at 40 megabits per second plus. This is one of my go-to ones just to check out the quality. YouTube HD, you can see that there. I wouldn't expect any problems with this, and we're not getting any. Just gotta say guys, videos are so enjoyable on this tablet thanks to this display. It really is astounding. I know I keep saying it, but until you actually see it in real life, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's like the first time Google and the production of the panel, they've actually done something and like they've actually calibrated it properly rather than just throwing it out into the market, and you can definitely tell. So I hope they do that with the rest of their products. But yeah. Take it that what you will, guys. I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's excellent performance. It'll play pretty much all the movies I chuck on there. I don't really watch 10-bit stuff anyway. Yeah. Peace out.